Happy Mother's Day. I'm Scott Conway wishing you a happy Mother's Day on behalf of mothersraizingsons.com. Happy Mother's Day. And I'm sure I can speak on behalf of all of our member moms. Happy Mother's Day from the member moms and, of course, to the member moms at mothersraizingsons.com. What we're talking about today is Mother's Day, celebrating motherhood on a larger basis. Now, we've already talked about helping your son build traditions you can take with you into his adult years, something that can always be a great anchor point. I mean, think about for our 4 boys. I mean, one of these days they're all going to be grown up. They're going to have families of their own. They're going to live wherever they live. They're going to be having whatever lives they have. They're going to be, grown-up men living whole lives somewhere, and it may or may not bring them into intersection with us every Mother's Day. But because of the nature of our tradition, they will always be able to gather, and while we're gathered, we can all get together, go to Buca di Beppo, and go see a movie, and it will harken back to years of Mother's Day celebrations when they were younger. And in that way, they can spend Mother's Day focused on their own wives, the mothers of their children, and they can also come celebrate Mother's Day, which doesn't have to be actually on Mother's Day. And any time that all of the brothers are together with their mom, they will be able to use this as an anchor of this is how we celebrate our mother. So that's some of the power of those traditions. And then learning how to build some of these traditions so your son knows how to do it for his wife. So that when he's about to be a dad, or he is a dad, that he'll be able to also do this and be able to craft it, because obviously celebrating Mother's Day falls to the father when the kids are really, really young. But Mother's Day can even be bigger than that. It can be about celebrating all of motherhood. Certainly organizationally, you go to a church, there's often a Mother's Day message. If you go to any kind of organization or social event anywhere near Mother's Day, very often there's a motherhood message or a motherhood theme or a special recognition of all moms. And this can be built into the life of your son for Mother's Day. For me growing up, and something I also taught my sons, is I want them to understand it's a celebration of motherhood. Do you have any other special mothers in your lives that might not be necessarily your mom? When you're an adult, or older anyway, it might be you have a sister who is also a mother, and you do a Mother's Day card or something for your sister who's a mother, or for your aunt, or for your grandmother, or maybe the mother of some of your friends if you have an individual relationship with the mother of some of your friends, or if you have a relationship with some of mom's friends and that they are also mothers and you want to do something to celebrate motherhood there as well. And even when the kids were younger and I was taking them shopping for cards, this is something that I taught to them. I'd say, okay, when you find something for your grandmother, find something for your aunt, find something for the other mothers that are a part of your life to celebrate their motherhood. And also use it as an opportunity to help your son understand that motherhood is a different thing. Now, if you're the biological mother, you're not just a stepmother or a adoptive mother. You've had that experience of carrying the child, growing inside you. This is something my mother always taught me. She says, by the time you were born, I felt your growth. I've experienced your changes. I've experienced your development inside of me for 9 months. No man is ever going to be able to match the sheer number of hours I have physically been holding you, had you literally as a part of me. And then when you're born and I'm helping you through your milestones, and when I see the growth, even if your father is there to see them, it's different for him than it is for me, because I experienced this on the inside of me, and now I'm experiencing on the outside of me, and it stirs something differently in me than it possibly can do in a father. Now, what I've noticed is with adoptive mothers and even with stepmothers, if you have a love relationship with this child, it moves you in deeply powerful ways. And somehow it seems to do this for women, statistically speaking, for women much more intensely than it does for men, again, statistically speaking. I know for some women it's not the same kind of connection. I know for some men it really does seem to be. But it is still a different experience being a mom. And women, in general, tend to have slightly different priorities than men tend to have. And, of course, it's a statistical truism. It flips the other way sometimes, and it's in harmony. I find most of the time there's a great harmony going on there. Mother's Day, though, is a great opportunity to help your son celebrate motherhood beyond his relationship with you, and consider motherhood to his grandmother, to his aunts, to your friends, to his friends' parents, to sisters, to other important women in his life that are also mothers. And have this as an opportunity for him to celebrate that and expand his grasp of that. Understand that there's a certain type of sisterhood among mothers, and for him to honor that and understand that when he's younger, and that will serve him when he gets older, when he begins to see that his wife, the mother of his children, will have a certain bond with other mothers and a certain understanding of that. And as he has learned to celebrate motherhood, he can carry that off into his future and be celebrating the motherhood of his friends, his wife's friends, and be able to honor that and have an insight and understanding just with a simple realization of how different it is and how powerful it can be, and for it to be something that he honors and respects for the rest of his life. This is Scott Conway, PhD, JD, for mothersraisingsons.com, and one more time, Happy Mother's Day.